In the USA, they took no politicians. Neither the Republican Party nor the Democratic Party, but in fact, the pragmatists took power. Who are the pragmatists? Pragmatists are people who rely on objective data, on realities, on common sense. And that's how businessmen operate, people who are in business. So they always have what you might call a soul problem, solving the problem. Politics, as such, is completely different for him. His task is simple. Do everything to stay on the next one. The stage of the elections. That's his one and only goal. And at this moment, President Trump, Elon Musk, they have practically risen above the two-party system. And the Republican and Democratic parties, if President Trump wanted to lead a party, or he wouldn't succeed at all in gathering any assets within the party. The only way to achieve results, it was to rise above the two-party system. And for that, you need to become an ordinary party. As President of America, that's what Trump aimed for, and he got results. And at this moment, if we consider that during Trump's first term, when he was president for the first time, from 2016 to 2020, he tried to build some kind of house in the Washington swamp, relying on a foundation just on that swamp. And what did the two-party system do? It just shook that foundation. He couldn't even build the walls. And in this way, they wanted to drown him in that swamp. Today, President Trump is a completely different person with entirely different tasks. And he acts as a pragmatist, as a man of common sense, as a businessman. And he focused on solving the problem. And look, what's happening, what's going on with Mexico? What's going on with Canada? What's happening with the Panama Canal? What's going on with Colombia? It turns out that pragmatist Trump can work without relying at all on the two-party system for now. So he solves problems quickly and instantly, and immediately gets results. For politicians, this is an incomprehensible way of thinking. They don't think like that at all. A politician thinks about how to create a problem, create a process, and then make sure it never gets solved, while also setting up a feeding trough for themselves where they can always go in and guaranteed get their dividends. Always him can come in and be guaranteed to receive their dividends. So, first of all, he became the president of the country. Secondly, comparing him to the pragmatist Elon Musk, a person who has achieved extraordinary success in technology, in business, and has become the richest person in the world. He took him on as a partner. For what purpose? Because he knows that Trump and Elon Musk will act as pragmatists. So, he has now defined the situation, how the money is being distributed, how it is being spent. And then there's the so-called Department of Government Efficiency System, the Department of Efficiency as it's called. So these words are suitable for business, for pragmatists, not for politicians. That's why they don't understand this at all. So he addresses the issues. Like a salt problem, that is, there is a task, he must solve it, and most importantly, in the shortest possible time. And now you can see how the lefties have started to whine, because their feeder is being taken away. For politicians. For the leftists, for the communists. I call it not the Democratic Party, but the Communist Party of America. It is necessary that closed information, censorship, propaganda, and a constant feeding trough from which they can feed without even asking the American people. You can see the terrible things that the rain is revealing. here in America, how ineffective and wrong it is. In general, money was wasted. They also talk about gas there with food condoms and a lot of all kinds. Third world countries that were allocated for some operations. Transgender, these are the expenses. It just doesn't make sense how absurd they are. And of course, how can a country achieve results when taxpayers' money is just thrown to the wind? And this Communist Party not only funded through USAID, but that's 99%. They were in control of these processes. They were sending money to other countries. She was also poisoning them with this democratic communist propaganda. In that way, I think a lot will be reviewed now. The same story over the last 100 years, and people know the real truth, how people were driven into slavery. And this is a great happiness. I believe that for the world, that for America, that America has really turned around 180 degrees, and now it will turn the rest of the world. I want to emphasize that now pragmatic people should start appearing in every country in the world who may have never been in politics, but they set a goal for themselves to solve people's issues, not to come to the trough, and set things up. Again, distribution. Why are all the leftist forces going so crazy? Because pragmatists expose the whole essence. Politics. And politics, you know how they call it, that politics is fantasies. It's possible, but in reality, it's an opportunity to steal your money. What are they doing? And that's why Trump is having such success right now. Because first of all, what he did was cut off the oxygen, access to money, and all this leftist ideology. It is without the support of money and without propaganda and falsifications and narratives, it basically cannot exist. Then the second question is that they are now losing mass media due to the funding halt. By losing mass media, they have two reasons. First of all, the funding will run out. Secondly, the Trump platform. YouTube, many platforms have the ability themselves to express their thoughts and have conversations directly with people. And in this way, with people, if we were to give them real information, I urge you to subscribe to the X platform. I am on the X platform. I'm with colleagues from Shitula, where you can get information at the speed of light. And you will be getting information from Elon Musk and Trump, and from Vivek Ramaswamy and the whole team. Trump, of course, you still need to subscribe to the newsletter. Donald Trump on his platform, because he shares information there first, and only then does it make its way to the X platform. In any case, you then have a direct connection with people, and you can communicate directly. They write to me, whose side are you on? It writes, USSR. I want to say that I am on the side of common sense, because if some people there might call me a Trump supporter or an Hellenist or something else, a person of common sense who critically evaluates any information, whether it comes from Republicans, Democrats, or businessmen, or from other people, from businessmen, from other people. And it's okay to pass everything through a critical filter, all the information, and in this way, they won't let you be deceived. And basically, all the information you gather should fit into this triangle where there's politics. And right now, I think we can already write about pragmatists. And at the other end, there are technologies and finances. well, if you will, in this triangle, how do you understand all the information that comes to you? You, of course, you will be able to navigate the space. So you need to have that trend orientation. So I actually brought some common sense. So who is writing? Let's try some history. Oleg, we're dictating. What do you say? Don't forget about Ukraine and help us. Thank you. Of course, I'm standing for you. I stood for Ukraine. Even while fighting for Trump's presidency, that's one. I was the first to come out in front of Washington, in front of the White House, when we're rearranging Lend-Lease. Was an idea, and President Biden signed Lend-Lease, but it got delayed.